Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday morning. It's Brenda Quintana, and today is Casing Tuesday. And that's the day when we take a card out of a Stampin' Up catalog and we give it a makeover. Now, we all do the same card, so every week we choose a card and we designate it as the card of the week, and then we create a sketch for it, and then we use that sketch as a guideline to help us build our cards. And this week it's a really great card. It's a gatefold card. So I hope you'll join us. We have a Facebook group where you can share the card that you've made under the thread for the week. So you can take what I'm doing today and make it your own, and then post your card so we can all see it. So it's more fun when we all do it together, because then it's just not me and some of my friends, it's me, some of my friends, and anyone else who wants to join in. So it is always fun to do that. So I hope you guys are all having a good week. We're in December. I can't believe we're in December. In about 2 weeks, I'm going up to Canada to see my parents-in-law and our son. Our son is going to be up in Canada, and then he's going to come join us for a little bit in Boston as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. And hopefully his girlfriend will be able to come along this time. I'm hoping it will all work out. I always say things tentatively now. Do you do that too? I everything that I say is like tentative. Well, we think we're going here, but who knows? Something else might come along that we can't do it. So everything I always say is kind of like, okay, I hope this happens. And Nicholas's girlfriend is Canadian, and she wasn't able to come up all summer because of the border restrictions. And finally, now that the borders are open, so we are planning on driving both ways to avoid airports and all of that. So hopefully it will be smooth sailing and everything. Okay, I have totally gone off topic now, and you're here for card making, right? Okay, let me show you today's card. So have a look at this card. This is a Christmas card, but the idea, it's a gatefold card. So instead of opening on the side, it opens in the middle. So it's kind of fun. And gatefold cards are not hard. They're just cut and scored a little differently. And then that center part where you see that greeting, that either you can choose which side you adhere that to. You adhere it either to the left or the right, but you can't adhere it to both, otherwise your card will not open. So I'll show you how I did mine. And then here is the sketch. In case you need some measurements, this is going to give you a guide as to how big to make everything. But you can play around with this too. And some people flip the card so it's portrait mode versus landscape mode. So you can change how you built this card. It's just a starting point. That's why it's Casing Tuesday. Case stands for copy and share everything. And I think for me, it's kind of copy and change some things around, because I'm never quite happy with exactly how the first person did it. Not that I'm not happy with it. It's just there's some things I always want to tweak to make it my own. Good morning, everyone that's joined me so far. I will talk to you at the end of the video. So I'm going to show you my card, and I'm going to make it for you, and I'm going to share some tips along the way, because I always have some tips that will help you in your card making. So let me switch over to my other camera. Look at this card. I just love it. So here it is, and here's the gatefold. So this panel on the front moves over to the right, and then the ribbon is on the left. Isn't it fun? I just love how that turned out. It's so bright and happy. So I thought today we would make this card in slightly different colors, and then we can decide which card we like better. But I'm using the same paper, same color scheme somewhat, but just a little tiny bit tweaking on this. So let me just switch over, or let me just show you the products that I use today. I use the biggest wish stamp set, nice big greetings, perfect for card front size for that. I'm using the Tasteful labels dies. So if you were using, a different word, you could choose a different label. So this is just a really nice pairing with the two. And then the other thing I'm using is the medium daisy punch. And this is a really kind of nice standard punch to use. Okay, let's start making the card. And I'm going to use my trimmer today because I have it sitting here. And I'll just show you how to make the card base. I'm going to make a Blushing Bride cardstock card base. And you start off with a piece that's 11 inches by 4¼ inches. And I'm just going to move my cutting blade out of the way so I don't use it. And I want to line up one of the ends with a 2 3/4 inch mark. So the 11-inch, one of the 11-inch sides, let me just move this into view a little bit. Make sure it's straight. So one of the 11-inch sides is up at the top here, and I'll score. This is lined up at 2 3/4 inches, so I'm just going to score there. And then the easiest way, I could switch this and bring this all the way over here and score over on this side, but it's easier just to flip to the other side and do 2 3/4 inches again. So just make sure both ends are scored at the 2 3/4 inch mark, and then you'll be good to create the gatefold. So then I'll just fold in on the one side. Let me fold in on the other side too. And if I can kind of build this and bring that middle line together, so they're kind of just laying next to each other, and then kind of use it while it's flat so it's like right together in the center, and then bring down my bone folder. Then I know that it's going to match in the center like that. Okay, so then I decided that I was using different paper. So this time I'm going to use a paper that has a lot of Blushing Bride in the background, and we'll add those two panels. These ones measure 2.5 by 4 inches. So just cut 2 pieces of that. I've got my Tombow here. And then we'll just add these pieces. I center them on either one of those panels. Using paper for the panels here is one of the easiest things that you can do. And then just choose your colors right from the paper. When I did my first card, I chose my background. See this one? It had a lot of navy in the background, so that's why I chose a navy card base, because I thought that would bring it together. Now this paper has a Blushing Bride background, so that's why I chose Blushing Bride as the background for that paper. All right, you know what? I want to kind of see how I build this up. So I did cut a Tasteful label die in advance, so I've got that here. I want to create the same flower, so I've got a piece of Flirty Flamingo and Bumblebee here. So let's grab the daisy punch, and we'll punch 2 daisies out of here. And then we need to punch 1 daisy out of here. So bumblebee, 1 bumblebee and 2 flirty flamingos. And the way we build this flower is I'm just going to take each petal of the 2 flirty flamingo flowers and just kind of curl them. When you curl them, then you can nest them into each other. It makes it a little easier. So I'll just take 1 flower with the petals facing up, and then I take the other flower with the petals that are curled down, and then they kind of hug each other. Do you see that? It just makes it easier to bring those two together, because then they kind of match in the center, and it gives the flower a lot of dimension. So 1 flower has petals facing up, 1 flower has petals facing down. All right, so now I wanted to create a center, a flower center, and I didn't want to add another one of these on here. So what I did is I took this bumblebee flower and I'm going to cut each petal approximately in half. Okay, so just take your paper snips and just go to each petal and just snip, 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 and snip. And then I'm going to cut in along each petal in half. And I'm just going to go down to where it hits the middle. And I'm not going to go much beyond that because otherwise it's going to hit the other cut marks and then you're going to end up with pieces that are falling out. So this kind of, to me, looks like the stamen in the middle of the flower. And it just gives the flower just a little bit more dimension. And then you can just fold them up so they're all kind of facing in the same direction. Now, of course, these will have to get folded back down again for mailing, but just to kind of pop it up just a little bit like that. And then we're going to put a little bit of tombow in the center, and then we'll figure out where to put that. And so we made our little flower. Okay, so I'm just gonna look right here and I'm trying to decide, because I haven't built this card right from the start to finish yet, I wanted to see if I wanted to use the same color scheme on my label or if I wanted to do a little bit different. If that blue-green, I think the blue-green will still work. And then I've got my Daffodil Delight here. I'm just trying to have a look and see. Yeah, I think I'm still gonna go with blue-green with my words. Okay, I just wanted to take a quick look at that. We'll see. I mean, maybe it won't look good, and then maybe I will rethink how I want my words. So I've got my birthday on one block, and I'm going to stamp that one first because I want to make sure this is Night of Navy ink. I've got birthday on a D block, and I want to bring it's centered from top to bottom, and I want to bring my birthday over almost as far over as it can reach, and then stamp it down because I want to have the flower on this end here. And then I'll bring in my Just Jade ink pad and ink up my Happy stamp, and this is on a C block. And then we'll just kind of bring that over here and then stamp it down. So that's what it looks like. Okay, so let's look. Yeah, I think that will look good. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so before I adhere all of that together, let's get this ribbon on here. I love this bumblebee ribbon. This is, let me close my ink pads because you know what? Many an ink pad catastrophe has happened when you move on to the next step and you don't close your ink pads. So let's just close those so I don't have a little inky accident. And I'll get my ribbon scissors out. So I'm just going to take my ribbon the way I measured it. I measured around and then I come around and I give myself, just enough to tie both ends. I'm not doing a bow. So that's how I measure it. And then I come around here and I can move the knot afterwards. So let's just tie the knot in the center and then I can shift it down. So I've got my first knot here, and it really helps if you have some locking tweezers so that you can hold that first knot, or the first part of your knot. And then this time I want to make sure my ribbon ends kind of go side to side. So I kind of look, if I wanted them to fall along the line of the ribbon, I would go like this, see, and then they would cross like that. But I want them to kind of look almost like leaves. So I'm going to do this, I think. Yes, here we go. I just have to kind of do the knot and then see which way the little guys are going, the little ribbon pieces, and then I can get them to go the right direction. And then I'm just going to shift this down just a little bit. And then this one, let's just glue the flower onto here so that's anchored down. Okay. And then this one will be over here, and this will match up here. Okay, that looks good. So when I glue this one, I'm just going to put Tombow just on this one side. It's going to be adhered right here. So I'm going to look at about the halfway mark and then not go all the way to the halfway mark. And then just kind of put Tombow on that side. And then I'll make sure when I line this up that the center of my label is kind of going down the center right there, like that, and then press that down. Okay, this could maybe go down just a little bit more. Okay, all right, it's coming together, and then just give those little ribbon ends a little angle cut. A little bit more of an angle, and then this one needs to be shorter. Okay. All right, and then we just need to add a little gilded gem. These are some of my favorite embellishments. I love these gilded gems. I like them because they lay flat-ish. Some embellishments tend to be up a little bit high. So I'm just going to take one of these bigger ones and stick it in the center. Metallics kind of go with everything too, so. All right, and that just anchors that flower like that. And then, you know what I forgot? Let me see if I've got a piece. Yes, I do. Good. Good, good. I forgot to cut myself a little piece for the inside. So I want to just show you how I finished the inside as well. So I took a piece that is 5 inches, that measures 5 inches perfectly, by 3 3/4 inches. This is just the regular basic white cardstock. And then I took, you always have these little scraps left over from other projects. Well, scraps are really great for decorating the inside of the card because you can just kind of use them to line up on the bottoms of cards. So this is probably about, it is 5 inches long, but it's about 1/2 inch wide. I just kind of centered that floral in the center of that one. You could also use this side too, but I just thought that this would look pretty on the inside. So I'm just going to line that bottom just to give it a little bit of happiness on the inside. And that way you don't end up with too many paper scraps. Then this open, and then you can just center that right in the center. Make sure it's straight, and then press down, and there is the card. So if you want your card to lie flat, you have to kind of come back with the bone folder and just kind of smooth it down. All right, so there is the card I made today. And then let's have a look at this card that I made earlier. You can tell me, are you a pink girl or are you a blue girl? There are the two cards. What do you think? Do you like one better than the other? Or do, I don't know. I like them both. They're kind of both pretty. I just wanted to show you how you could use the different papers in here. And there are a bunch of different papers in the In Symmetry collection. Or Sweet Symmetry. It's not In Symmetry, but there's like so many different patterns and stuff that you can use in here. So those are just two of the patterns in the paper that would kind of make fun gatefold birthday cards. So what do you think? Pink or blue? Let me know. And I'm going to come back over to you guys. Here I am. All right, I've talked all about the Facebook group, so I hope you'll check that out if you're new to that. And I do a live every Tuesday, most Tuesdays. Some days I'm away, but most Tuesdays I'm here doing a live. So if you want to catch me doing a live, make sure you like my Facebook page, or later on this will also be on YouTube. So you can also like my YouTube channel, because you'll find my YouTube video every week as well. I always load this video up to YouTube. So this month I have an offer. If you spend $50, you will get, or it's my Costco gift of the month. Let me go over here. You will get this embossing folder. It's not available yet, actually, unless you're a demonstrator, the gingham embossing folder. And I just kind of played around with it. It's kind of a fun embossing folder. But you can also, I've also inked it up just to kind of see what it would look like if it had ink on it. And so you can kind of get it to look even more gingham-y if you ink it up with an ink pad. So that's my host code gift if you spend $50 with me this month. Tomorrow we are having a free shipping offer from Stampin' Up. So if you spend $50 tomorrow, you can get free shipping. That is December 8th, 2021. It's a one-day only free shipping. Stampin' Up doesn't offer free shipping very often, so if you want to get some supplies, make sure you jump in and get them tomorrow. Also, if you spend at least $15 with me, you will get a tutorial, and that offer is available. Even if you spend $50, you get the free tutorial plus the embossing folder if you use the host code. All right, well, let me talk to you guys a little bit, and let's have a look and see how you guys are today. Good morning, Dee and Mary and Amy. Oh, Amy, you have snow and cold. Brr. It was cold here this morning, but there hasn't been any snow yet, which, you know, it's yet. We know it's coming. Winter is coming. Good morning, Cindy. Good morning, Karen and Nancy from Georgia. I bet Georgia's a little warmer than here. Good morning, Beverly from Quebec. Now, Quebec is probably colder than here. I'm just willing to guess about that. Good morning, Cindy. You're wet in Everett. I'm sorry that you have rain. We're getting rain tomorrow. Good morning, Bev. Thank you. I'm glad you like the card. Hello, Ellie. Cindy says she's redoing her Stampin' Up order for tomorrow. Free shipping, more gems. I know, right? It's such a rare occurrence that that we just love to order. I've got an order on the back burner that I'm going to pull the plug on tomorrow. So, good morning, Karen. All right, so here we go. Mary and Cindy like both colors of the card, the pink and the blue one. Dee says she likes them both too, but the one I did on camera is cheerier for this gloomy winter day. Well, that's really cool. I'm glad you like the pink one. I'm glad I chose to do both. Oh, and Erica likes the blue, so I don't know. Of course, blue I think is probably my favorite color if I had to pick up a favorite. So yeah, I probably would go blue as well, just because I gravitate towards blue. But even the pink card has a little bit of blue in it, so I like both of them. So anyway, well, thank you for letting me know which color you liked better. That might help me decide in the future what colors to do, but it's always fun to see two different colors side by side. And, if you're making these for someone else, you might want to do, two or three different colors and make them into a card set, happy birthday, gatefold cards as a card set. So that would be maybe a neat idea. So I will, don't forget about the free shipping special tomorrow. And I will be here on Friday again. I'm going to be doing a YouTube live, and that will be either a 3D or a fancy fold card. I haven't decided yet, but I'm sure it will be great. So join me at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time over on my YouTube channel. And I will see you then. Have a great week. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.